It's been 5 months, but we finally got the next 9 episodes. Ooh, Netflix can be pretty sluggish when it wants to. Let's get started. Ba-da-ba-ba-da-ba-ba. Hello everybody, my name is Andrew Fantasia. Welcome to Thumb Together TV. Today we're going to be talking about The Dragon Prince Season 2 together. As usual, if you enjoy this video, please feel free to give it a thumbs up and give some love to that subscribe button as well. And if you love fantasy just like Dragon Prince, then pick up a copy of my book, Side Scroller, available now on Amazon. You can buy it in ebook format or in paperback format. It's actually a sci-fi romance adventure, but there's lots of fantasy elements in it because I like writing fantasy too. So there you go, baby. 2 stories for the price of 1 today. You're welcome. All right, The Dragon Prince was a show that got me excited because, as I mentioned in the Season 1 review, I'm a big lover of Avatar: The Last Airbender, and these same guys are behind it. And now we got Dragon Prince Season 2, and it really does sort of feel like we never left. And in fact, that might be my biggest qualm with The Dragon Prince. My biggest problem with the Netflixy way in which it's being presented to us is that, okay, September, we get 9 episodes. All right, that's Season 1. Now, February, we get 9 episodes, and that's Season 2. And not to, measure dicks here or anything, but when you look back at something like The Last Airbender, the first season of The Last Airbender by itself was 20 episodes. We've gotten now 2 seasons of this show, and together they're still not as long as Avatar Season 1. Now that's okay, because, frankly, I actually prefer shows that are a little bit on the shorter side, shows that just tend to go on and on. It's even if they're great, it's really hard to get through them. Like, I'm trying to watch Once Upon a Time right now, and I'm in Season 5, and there's just so much. Like, every season is like 22 episodes. It's so big. Sometimes you just wish they kind of stuck to like 13 or something. But anyways, my problem here is that these 2 seasons of The Dragon Prince have been, yes, very small. And remember, these are just 25-minute episodes, so they're very short, too. You can breeze through these 9 episodes, ba-boom, 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 no problem at all. And Season 2 faces the same big problem that I thought Season 1 faced, is that the last episode doesn't feel like a season finale. Again, I hate to keep making this comparison, but because it's from that family, you have to. When you look at The Last Airbender, every season finale was a big deal. Every one of them felt like a season finale. The finale of Season 2, when they had that big fight in the Earth Kingdom, was like the Empire Strikes Back of cartoons, as far as I'm concerned. Like, it was so good and set up so much. And of course, the finale of Season 3 was like this giant event that just made you bawl your eyes out. They knew how to do season finales. They did them properly. The Dragon Prince isn't doing them properly. It's not, guys. I'm sorry. As much as I really like the show, and I do, I think this is a great show, and I love where they're going with it. The Season 1 finale and the Season 2 finale just felt like any other episode. They really did. They just felt like any other episode. And I'm going to have some spoilers in this video, because it's hard to talk about these episodes without spoiling things. So, spoilers ahead. But when this season ends, it's so abrupt. They cross the gap in the world, and they're on the other side now, and they're like, oh, here we are. We're on the other side. Oh, damn, there's a dragon over there. And the dragon turns and sees him, and he's like, hey, what's up? And then they cut to black. And that's all done in about the same time it just took me to say that. They don't really make a moment of it and be like, wow, this, like Frodo and Sam crossing into Mordor and looking out over like the barren rocks and being like, oh man, we're almost there. Let's keep going. And then slowly rising into the sky and fading to black and saying, stay tuned for the 2 towers coming next year. That's taking a moment in a cliffhanger ending like that. This was literally that quick. Like, oh, we finally made it. Oh my god, look, there's a dragon. Ba-bum, the Dragon Prince. It just doesn't have the weight. It doesn't have the weight of a finale behind it at all. And that's a real shame, because aside from that, The Dragon Prince is a very epic story. It's an epic fantasy with lots of cool shit going on. Lots of wonderful, wonderful world building and just fantasy tropes just done so well. Aaron Ahaz knows how to build a world, kids. He's real good at this stuff. He did it with the folks bending their elements, and now he's doing it again with all these different shades of magic that we got in this world. Now, other than that, Dragon Prince Season 2, fantastic. There's just more to love. There's more of everything. We've got more of the story uncovered. We get some really cool flashbacks regarding the king and his wife. We get to see the rulers of the other 4 kingdoms, who are really cool. And one of them, if you're a fan of Game of Thrones and you remember, oh god, I don't remember her name, but that little girl who rules in the north and she like doesn't take shit from anybody. There's a character in the Dragon Prince who rules a kingdom who reminds me an awful lot of that girl. So that's kind of neat, and I can't wait to see them play with those other kingdoms and see how they come into the fold. We also saw a lot more dragons this time around. Season 1 was kind of devoid of dragons, despite what it was called. We got a couple shots and a couple flashbacks of the main dragon guy there, and then that was it. Well, now we have the Dragon Prince himself, that little cute baby dragon. Yeah, he's actually a character, and, you know, he's there. He's got a lot of screen time. We meet a couple other dragons in this season, some through flashbacks, some not through flashbacks. So the dragons are really starting to come into the fold and be a bigger presence, which is good because, like I said, the first season really was light on the dragons. But that's okay. I can wait. I like that they're pacing them out. For me, though, the most interesting part of Season 2 was unraveling the mystery of the magic mirror. Now, this is too good to spoil. I really don't want to spoil this. So if you've been watching this far and you haven't seen the season yet, I haven't given away too many huge plot points. I haven't ruined stuff for you, so I'm not going to ruin this for you. But we find out a lot more about the magic mirror that Viren has in his dungeon there and what its significance is. But there's still more questions to be answered regarding that mirror. However, what we find out about the mirror is genuinely, as far as I'm concerned, terrifying. I loved every second of the mirror reveals. I loved just watching Viren look into the mirror and see what he sees in there, what that ends up doing for the plot, how it starts to get things moving, and then what that means going forward into the next few seasons, like what the mirror's secret is going to mean for the world at large. Damn. That was that could be a show unto itself. You could take away everything with the princes and the dragon and Rayla the elf and that whole adventure with all the heroes. You could take that out of the story and just focus on Viren and this mirror, and you have something fascinating, man. I can't wait to see where that goes next. Just prepare yourself, especially if you're watching with kids, because like I said, it's kind of frightening. What I love about the creators of this show and of Avatar is that they understand how to make you forget you're watching a cartoon. They understand how to make things emotional, how to make things serious and grave when they need to be, and fun and light when they need to be. And just like with The Last Airbender, there are a lot of moments in The Dragon Prince that are very adult and heavy. They're heavy things to deal with. I won't be very specific about it, but there's a part in Season 2 where a character gets severely injured, and it looks like, we're not sure yet what their fate's going to be, but it looks like they might not ever be able to walk again. And that is just something that we have to deal with now. And that's a very true-to-life thing. You know, you go messing around, you pick some fights, maybe you pick a fight with somebody bigger than you, they're going to hurt you, they're going to beat you to a pulp. The fact that that is a thing in this cartoon with flying dragons and elves and dark magic and all that jazz is great, because it really helps ground it in a sense of reality, and it makes it all the more adult. That's one of the reasons why so many people loved How to Train Your Dragon, because, you know, it showed consequences like that. If you haven't seen the first How to Train Your Dragon, spoilers, but the main hero loses his leg. Little things like that make these things so much more grown up, so much more than just a cartoon for kids. Well, hey! And we gotta appreciate that and give props to the creators for being ballsy enough to, you know, let these things happen and not sugarcoat everything. So that is the Dragon Prince Season 2, or as they call it, Book 2. I am pleased with what I saw. Again, great stuff. I wish there was just either more or less time between, because, again, this does not feel like a finale at all. I don't feel like I just sat through a season and I got this really satisfying finale and now I can, like, have that holding me over until Season 3. No, it just feels like this whole time we've only ever been watching one season and they've just been giving us little chunks of it. I haven't felt a true finale feeling yet, and I want to feel that. I want to feel some epicness. So Season 3, you got some work ahead of you, my friend. Anyway, that's Dragon Prince. I am Andrew Fantasia. Thank you so much for tuning in. I'll see you here next time, and until then, adios.